Okay, ITS148. It's April 4th, and we are in chapter 14. We're ending chapter 14 today, and let me share my screen here. So we're here, just down here, and today is the 4th. We're ending chapter 14, and so I'd like to go over, let's see, if we go to assignments, I've added, which I promised last time, I've added this assignment, assignment 8, I guess. And it's the inventory maintenance. So I'll go through this. I wanted to, last time, I think I was looking for the customer maintenance database, the XML database, and I found it and I put it right here. So this is the customer maintenance database that you use for the textbook example. So if you open up the textbook example, let me just do that. Customer maintenance. Let me download this and put it on my desktop. And let me also download this XML file somehow. Let's see, do this save as, save page as, I'll put this on my desktop also. And let me unzip this, extract all, and opens up here. This is in customer maintenance here. I'm gonna copy this, I'm gonna move this XML file into this directory here. It's in the same directory as all the rest of the class files and so on for this application. And if you want to see how to connect it up, let's open up the application here. And let me do this sign-in thing. And let's see, it doesn't run. Because it can't find this file. So to find the file, we do a couple things. First of all, over here, we need to add the XML file to our project. So to do that, click on the project here, project name, do a right click and do add existing item. And if you look in the directory I just copied the XML file into, you don't see it. The reason you don't see it is because it's not looking for any XML files, so we got to change this extension thing here to, I don't see XML anyplace here, so let me just do all files, and there it is. So I'll add it, and now we see it over here. And now I got to change this thing here so it can. It's now right now it's looking for down in the C drive. I think if I go dot dots backslash dot dot, I think that'll do it. So let me run this and see what happens now. And yes, so now we can see these customers. And so we can add a wholesale customer and add a retail customer. And in this example, we see that we have a different this is customers. Add retail customer. Okay, so this, I think this might be the actual, so let's see it. So I think today, I think what I'd like to do is go over how we get to this, let me close this, cancel, exit. This is the completed, this is the one that works already. Let me go back to here and customer maintenance. Okay, this is the, I think this is the version that doesn't have a, that is not completed. Let me save this file on the desktop. And close this. Let me close this. Let me just close this out here. Exit this. And I just downloaded this file. So let me right click on this file, extract all. And this one is, yeah, this one doesn't have anything in it. You notice that, okay, so let me just confirm that real quick here. Okay, this one actually has the retail customer class, which in this exercise in the back of this chapter, it has us add the retail customer class and add the wholesale customer class, and then add some other stuff in here to connect it all up. So, and this, in the beginning, this other file here, which is this file, is sort of the starting. This is the starting file, and this file here, this EX14-1, that is the completed working version. Okay, so so the idea is, if you want to see the completed working version, you can go to EX14-1 customer maintenance.zip. That's the completed working version. And this one just, it doesn't have the EX 14-1 in front of it. It just says chapter 14 customer maintenance zip. This is like the starting file. And so in the exercise in the back of the chapter, you're supposed to start with this one, this chapter 14 customer maintenance.zip file, and then add the classes and hook them up to make it look like this one here. And for the assignment, this is inventory maintenance. You do the same thing except for with this inventory maintenance application. So you start with this thing, extra 14-1 inventory maintenance.zip. Let me download that. This is the assignment now. These assignments are real easy. I give you a lot of time to do these easy assignments. Inventory one, let's unzip this. Am I sharing my screen? Yes, I am. Okay. Extract it. I'm recording too, right? Yes. And you go in here and go in here, and we do see the XML file there. two of them. And we do not see the two, where's the assignment? We're supposed to add a supply inventory product. You're supposed to add the class a supply product and a plant product, and then to confirm your thing works, you have to add a plant, and the plant is this. Oh, it says gallon. Oh, okay. This is some sort of amount. This is a manufacturer, and this is an amount, a volume, I guess. A volume of this stuff, and a manufacturer for snail pellets. So you had supplies and you had plants, and the difference between the assignment and this exercise is that in the assignment you make one new add item form instead of two add customer forms. In the customer maintenance application, you have two separate forms. In this assignment, you have one form, but then you have this radio button, which switches back and forth between a supply item and a plant item. So, let me find exercise 14-1. Okay, so this is the exercise, this first one here that I'm going to go through today. So let me, I guess I can leave it that way. So over here, and I don't need this anymore. Oh, all right. All right, so we are in, this is the customer maintenance, and I don't have the database in here, do I? So I have to do that, the same thing I just did. I have to move a copy of the database over. So let me just do the same thing I did last time. Let me go back to here, and this is it. So let me just download this again, put it on the desktop, save as on the desktop. Actually, I'm going to save it down into save it right into here. There it is right there. All right, good. All right, so this is the assignment, or this is the exercise we're going to go through, 14-1. Make this a little bit bigger. Why is it doing that? That's odd. That's weird. All right, I guess it's fine the way it is. So let me open up this, and this. And we've got the forms all set up here. Let me just run it, and it's not gonna do anything. There's errors, of course, a bunch of errors. So okay, let's start let's start with from the beginning here. In this exercise, you will download this. What is it? Oh, this is where I download it. No, that's not where I downloaded it. Oh, I'm sorry. It's over here. There's three of them. I hit it 3 times. Ooh, hit it 4 times. Let me save the file. on the desktop, and I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to open it in Adobe. This is terrible. All right. In this exercise, you'll create a customer maintenance application that uses classes with the inheritance features presented in this chapter. The application works with two types of customers, retail customers and wholesale customers. And both customer types are derived from a customer base class. Both extend the customer class by adding a property, and separate forms are used to add the two types of customers. To make the application easier to develop, we will give you the starting forms and the classes, the base customer class. And so this is what it's going to look like when we're done running it, which I showed you already. And it gives us these two forms here. And the difference is, so for each of the base classes, got a first name, a last name, and an email address. And the wholesale customer's got a company name, and the retail customer's got a home phone number. Okay, that's better. Okay, that's how you do that. Okay, so open the project, display the customer class, and modify the get text method so it's overridable. So I've got to bring out my notes here. And so I guess let's see. So I have to open up the. I get my notes straight. This is inventory maintenance, customer maintenance, retail, wholesale. So the first thing we're doing is let me just open up. I'm going to open up this thing, the customer class, which is this one. And if I open this up, we see that the get display text, to make it overridable, we put the word virtual there. Let me see with this one. Open up the customer class. And right now it just says this. So we're going to make it overridable by making it, putting the word virtual right after public. Virtual. And that makes it overridable. And then display the customer class. And okay, so I've done that. And then add a class named wholesale customer that inherits the customer class. And this new class should add a string property named customer. So here we are, and so let me add a new class called, so like this. Wholesale customer. So we're going to add a new class. So right-click, new class, and we're going to call it wholesale customer. Gosh, it's late, isn't it? And I guess I only have about 20 minutes, don't I? So this is it is a public class called wholesale customer, and it is it inherits customer. Okay, and then we've got we're going to add a property. So we have to have a container for it. Private string company. And then we got to add the constructor for it. Default constructor can be a public wholesale customer. And then we can add, it would also like us to add a constructor that accepts the 4 parameters: first name, last name, email, and company. So let's add public wholesale customer, string last name, string first name, string email, string company, and we're going to get last name, first name, and email from the base class. So base last name, first name, and email. And that is going to, and so the only new thing is customer, company, and when that comes in, we want to store it into this thing right here. So we're going to say this company is equal to the company that comes in as the parameter. I'm going to put this down here. All right. And then the only thing we have to do is we have to add the accessor for company, and so for the property. So I'm gonna be a public string. We use capital company, and we're gonna have a get. Return this company, and a set this company equals this value variable that comes in, this default value variable. Okay, and then we need to override the get display text. So let's do that. Public override string get display text. How did that happen? Get display text. And so I guess we can just do, I don't need this, do I? use this lambda operator base. Ah, okay, that's why it did that, because it's smarter than I am. Okay, get display text plus, and then we want to attach onto that the company name. So we're going to add onto that space, left parentheses, plus this company, plus, and then closing the parentheses here. All right, so that's pretty much our get wholesale customer class name. It should provide a default constructor. Finally, the class should override the get display text method to add the company name in parentheses at the end of the display, as in this example. So that's going to look like that. Okay, fine, great. And then we're going to add another class, and we're going to name it retail customer, and it'll be the same thing except for instead of company, we're going to do a home phone. So it looks like this. Okay, so I'm going to be lazy. I'm going to copy this. No, I'm not going to do that. Let me just do it again. New add class, and I'm going to call it retail customer. Retail customer, and it's a public class, and it is based on this customer class. And so I got to add a private variable here to store the home phone, private string home phone. And then I need to do the constructor, the default constructor, which is going to be simply public retail customer that. And then I'm going to add a constructor that allows us to enter the 4 parameters. So that's public retail customer. And we're going to be able to add a string last name, a string first name, string email, and a string home phone, which is going to be new. And then we're going to be rely on the base, the constructor assignments from the base class, from the customer base class for last name, first name, and email. So we still need to add the handling of the entering of the home phone, and so when that comes in, that's going to get stored into this one here, this private variable here. Okay, so this home phone is this thing, and it's going to get stored into this home phone, which is this thing. Look at that, it knows. When I double click on this, it knows it's this one and not this one. When I double click on this one, it knows it's these 2 things. It's pretty smart. Okay, and then I'm going to need the accessor thing to get the set public string home phone, and that's going to be the get return this home phone and the set home phone equals the value that comes in, this default value that comes in. And then I need to override the get display text, override string I'm just going to go with this, okay? Plus ph colon left parenthesis, oh no, it's just this home phone, plus this home phone. Okay? Why this is. Am I missing an end of file here somehow? Ooh. I wonder why I've got that there. Oh, why do I have this? I don't need that. That's the problem. Okay. Let me just take a look at this. Oh, okay. All right. So I've got my retail customer and my wholesale customer in there. Looks like I got that fine. And all right. I'll complete the code. Complete the event handlers for the quick events of the save buttons on the add wholesale customer and add retail customer forms, so they create a new customer of the appropriate type using the data entered by the user. So let's open up the add wholesale. That's this. And so we want to complete the save. So I'm going to double click on save. Here. And so this is the save. So we've got the initialized component. We've got this declaring a new customer object, which is a new customer object. And then we have this this get customer this is the when this thing opens up, it shows the dialog box and then gets the value for the customer and returns it. The save button is what stores in the customer value. So the first thing it's going to do is it's going to check to see if the data is valid, and then this is where we have to add for the wholesale customer. We need to add customer equals a new wholesale customer with the values that they've entered in. And so it's first name, last name, email, and company. And so if we go back to the this thing, we've got the first name, which is named TXT first name, and the last name, which is named TXT last name, and email is named TXT email, and company, of course, is named TXT company. And so we can, right here, we can simply put that directly in here. TXT first name, the text property of that control, TXT last name, and the text property of that control, and TXT email, the text property of that control, and TXT company, and the text value for that control. And that's really all we need to do. So that, then we're done with that. And this is all the same. We need to put the cancels there already. Okay, great. So this looks like this is done. What time is it? About 2:54. We need to do the same thing for the retail. So let's double click on that. Open this up. Double click on save. And we're going to do the same thing here, where we're going to just simply return the customer. So it's returned here. We're going to say customer equals new retail customer, left parentheses, TXT first name, dot TEXT, TXT last name, dot TEXT, TXT email, dot TEXT, and TXT home phone, dot TEXT. So we've done step 5, complete the event handlers for the add wholesale and add retail buttons on the customer maintenance form. And so that would be this here. So let's go back to the main customer maintenance form, which is this one. And we need to finish this event handler. Let me double click on that. And that would be this button add wholesale. So this thing starts up. This is creates a new customer list. This is the form load handler, which changes this handle change. Where is that? Oh, I see. Okay, that's interesting. And this fills the list box. All right, so what we need to do here is add the code that lets the user enter the wholesale customer and adds the customer to the list. So that would be, we've created a new instance of a customer, and then we need to pop open the form. So that would be FRM. This is the form add wholesale. The add wholesale form, and let's call it add wholesale form. And that would be a new FRM add wholesale. And customer, this customer variable that we just declared up above there will equal add wholesale form get new customer, which is this is the display event handler, or I mean the get display text thing that we fixed up. And so then we want to check to see if customer, make sure it's not null. And presuming it's not null, we will add it to our list. Just gotta put a semicolon. So that's for the ad wholesale, and we got to do the same thing for the retail here. And so we declare a new customer object, and then we want to pop up FRM add retail, and let's call it add retail form. And that's going to be a new FRM add retail form. And it should return this string, this get new customer string. And assuming it's not null, customer is not equal to null, then customers add customer. We've already done this, so I don't need to do it twice. All right, so and I should probably work then. Oh, I think I need to add existing item. I got to add the database into this, which I did not do before when I started. That would be this one. And then I got to change this so it can access it. And now let's try it. And we got 3 people there, and so I can add a wholesale. Let me add a retail customer, Joanne Smith, and her email address is jsmith at hawaii.edu, and the telephone number can be 559-555-1212. Save, and there. Oh, where's the phone number? Let me add a wholesale customer. No, it didn't work. Let me just close this and try to find out why it didn't work. That would be add a retail customer. Retail customer. Retail customer. Home phone, home phone, home phone. Maybe this doesn't work. Base display. Oh, oh, no wonder. Okay, so that's not how you do it. Let me just oh no, oh, there it is. Okay, all right. So anyway, I guess this works, and so that's the exercise of adding. This is basically what you need to do for your assignment, except for the one little added thing where you have the radio button. It's a single add inventory item form, and you have a radio button to switch back and forth between the two different inventory items. And so that's the part you got to kind of figure out yourself. All right. So if there are not any questions, I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.